Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's Priestess and Medium Rosalind. And if you've not met me yet, I am a shamanic priestess, and I do a lot of root work. I'm a medium. I do speak with spirit a lot. I have a guidance team that I work with that helps with me. I'm clairvoyant. I am clairaudient. And oftentimes I am helping my clients with sessions, shamanic healing, readings to help them to break through what they may not understand at this time, or previous patterns that seem to keep reappearing in their life. Sometimes a lot of this is ancestral, so I do a lot of ancestral clearing and things to help with my clients to break through to what they need, or to help them at least see and understand what it is that has been holding them back in the past. Okay. If you do enjoy this session, this live, and you enjoy my reading style, you can go to the website, which is the Goddess Tree, and all of that information is in the box below. Okay. So I just completed a read about twin flames and the energy and information I'm getting from Archangel Michael and certain constellations from our starseed origin. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click over and make sure that the feed is running properly, just in case anyone wants to comment or chime in on this topic. So this topic is something else that a lot of the goddesses, just in case anyone wants to comment. Okay, a lot of the goddesses, they do wonder, they do have so much of their energy going towards this one huge question, this one huge topic, which is, you know, I love this masculine. I even believe this masculine, they may be my twin flame or soulmate. And I just want to understand. I don't know. I don't understand why that, you know, he has not left this other woman, this other goddess, right? Because one thing about this is that you have to understand is that the more you limit yourself and the more you put your thoughts in a bubble, in a vacuum, and you don't expand while you're in the situation, the longer it takes to understand it, the more frustrated you may be, the more left out you may feel, the less understanding that may come if you put your feelings and thoughts in this little package and you don't let yourself open up or come to any kind of higher conscious awareness when you're experiencing this. So some of us would call this a love triangle. Some of us would call this, you know, like a third party, because they feel like this other person, this other woman, this other man is just a karmic. They're just a karmic. It's just someone that, you know, my twin flame, my soulmate, they're just with this person just because they don't understand yet that it would be better to be with me. Okay, so that's how this whole terminology came up of this karmic, you know, which I don't feel that it's fair to call this other person a karmic. I really don't agree with that word karmic partner, because what it does is it masks the fact that your soulmate, your twin flame, the one that you really love, is covering up the fact that they may actually have things, not only things in common with this other person, okay, this other woman, this other man, but it's also covering the fact that, you know, your partner, the one that you're waiting on, they may be growing, they may be learning, there may be some real true reason why they've chosen this other person to be with. Okay, there could be all kinds of reasons, all kind of energetic ties, cords, you know, because when we're with people, we do create cords. We create attachments. You know, we even attach cords to one another's heart chakra. I don't know if you know that, but we actually do. we court ourselves to one another, when we care about someone, when we love someone. So there's all sorts of reasons why this exists and why it's happening, and why some of us have such a big problem with it, you know, because we live in a society that is mostly you know, one, you know, two people, either, you know, whether they're same sex or whether it's one woman, one man, it's usually two people. So I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, when there is this third party situation coming in, right? When we experience this, or when we see our family, even your parents could have experienced this. I wonder, is this some sort of playback to the way that it used to be, you know, in ancient times? Is this the way that our soul, our psyche, is it somehow synced? You know, is it somehow there within us? Okay. This is some of the information that I wonder about. Now, I don't see any comments yet. I noticed before when I clicked over, it was comments that I hadn't seen. So I hope I haven't, you know, not seen any of the comments. Okay. So this is kind of it's kind of territory that can be even a little bit frightening. And what I wanted to say also as I'm sitting here, because what I'm feeling is that some of the divine feminine, because we have placed so much energy on being with this one perfect soulmate, this one perfect twin flame that we really, really want, it just feels like some of the divine feminine is really frightened. Like we have this fear that we might be lonely, we might be left alone. And do we need to explore that? So I'm wondering about that as a topic within itself, goddesses, because if you are having that fear that is really earth shattering to you, that you're alone somehow, if you don't have this masculine that you wanted, or this soulmate, this twin flame that you wanted, whether it's masculine or goddess, right? Do you feel that somehow you're insignificant, or that you're invisible, that your life is not really real, you're not really living a good life? Okay. That's something that is it's so frightening, and I've experienced it myself, you know, when you feel that you love this other person. However, now in the past few years, we've taken on these titles and labels, you know, and possibly, and I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying that I think this is something we need to explore, goddesses, and masculine, if masculine is listening, okay? What is it that has become so pivotal that we call the other person, you know, just a karmic, and, you know, as if they can't be wise, they're not understanding, as if they don't have any sort of relationship that's worthy with the one that you want. Okay. That's something that I think it's a huge topic of forgiveness. I really do. I think it's a topic of forgiveness. I think that sometimes um, we're using it almost like we're denying something. Like we're in denial sometimes when we just skip over all of that. Okay. I've even had, you know, some say, well, you know, I've been waiting for this person for 8 years to leave this, you know, relationship. I've been waiting for 12 years, you know. I've heard really high numbers. I mean, when you think about someone waiting for that long to leave someone, you know, for this person to leave who they're with and who they may have children with, who they may be married to, so that they can, you know, come back and we can start this union or whatever. But is that really healthy? So I think part of this is about Yeah, it's about making choices. And some of these choices that you run into in your life, goddess and masculine, some of the choices, they're really going to be sacred choices. They're going to be choices that take you places and they allow change to come into your life, you know? And another aspect of this that I think often it's not looked at, because when we're frozen on something that we really want, we're often not thinking about all of the different spiritual aspects that are playing out. They're actually playing out around you, with your energy, which is why it is so important for you to learn to meditate, to learn how to work with your spirit guides and your ancestors, to learn how to navigate and put your energy forward. Okay, which is really coming from your thoughts, your wisdom, your experience, your grace in this lifetime, your momentum, your dreams, your awakening, your intuition, all of it plays a part in this. But it's so important to start learning how to, connect with who you truly are as a soul, on this journey, not just in the twin flame or soulmate journey, but in your life. Your own existence is so, so important, and it's filled with energy. So some of this can boil down to, another aspect of this is that you need to understand how to put your thoughts and energy out in the universe, because the universe is interacting with you, it's speaking with you, it's aligning with your vibration at all times, at all times. So sometimes when our energy is so rooted to that one thing that we want, and we start to block other thoughts, other concepts, that's really not good. It's kind of dangerous to do that, because your mind, your thoughts, your energy, it doesn't open up to what you could have playing out, or at least practicing and understanding and learning how to vibrate with that frequency that you want for your own relationship, for your own future. Okay. So how does that take place? There's numerous ways that that can take place in your life. One of the ways is to start forgiving, okay? If you feel that this person you love so much, your twin, your soulmate, if you feel that they've left you and they wronged you by being with this karmic person, this karmic partner, start sending forgiveness and love. Start putting it out around you in the universe. Forgive yourself, forgive them. Go into your meditation space. Learn how to breathe and align so you can start visualizing and meditating and building up your own consciousness and your own awareness, and say, I'm sorry. Some of you need to have that, have that within you. Hi, Crystal. Have that within you so that you can start to say, I'm sorry. I forgive you. I don't know if any of you know about the Ho'oponopono. I learned about the Ho'oponopono about 7 years ago, and it is very powerful. It's very tranquil. It's simple to learn. It's a simple technique, and it's another technique that a doctor developed. He was a psychiatrist. And I'm not going to say his name right now because I'm not looking right at his name. I don't want to say his name wrong, but you're basically just saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. You're saying this in your thoughts and your mind and your meditation. You can close your eyes and visualize this standing with your twin, your soulmate, with whoever this may be that you feel wronged you in your life. If this is expanding past your karmic, which it usually will, this karmic person, if it's expanding past your twin flame or soulmate, these are things that often do play a part in our love life. And just imagining that you're saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have any more of this bad stuff, this bad energy. I'm not going to be held responsible. I'm not going to hold myself responsible for feeling bad and feeling corded and tied to something over and over. And just, saying, I'm sorry, I release this. Okay. That's really powerful when you start to think of, yeah, this, I really did feel this is my twin, and this could be my twin. This could be my soulmate, but am I doing this all wrong? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of a way of freeing yourself and freeing up some of this energy, you know, when we start to be obsessed with something. So let's go into this topic too. Okay, let's go into this other aspect. Is it truly the twin flame journey is just intense? We know it's intense, right? We know it's intense, but is it that we could be obsessing? You know, it's almost like a thought check. Are we obsessing about some of these issues that come up, some of the things that we know are going to happen on the path of love when we're with someone, when we have a breakup, um, when we're waiting for that person to call us every week, or we're waiting for a text and we still haven't gotten the text. And this could be masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter, either or. Is this what happens in all relationships, or are we really, really obsessing about it because we're saying it's a twin flame or it's a soulmate? So when we say if it's a twin flame or soulmate, do we just put so much energy into it and so much excitement and so many of these different expectations of seeing our future that we forget about being rational? You know, are we forgetting that? So some of it, I think, is obsessions. You know, it's the way that it would look in any relationship or a breakup, but are we specifically obsessing too much because it's a twin or a soulmate, right? I guess we do have to think about that. Another aspect of this is that, you know, are we allowing like real time? You know, what is your time expectations? Should we create some space of time so that we will feel better? You know, you might feel better if you say, you know, it's already been, you know, a few weeks of me waiting for something to happen or waiting for something. Maybe you can relax your time constraint. Maybe you can say, well, maybe it'll happen in the next few months that I will feel different about this, or possibly that we will have taken steps towards something else, you know, which could be your goal, could be to come into union. Okay. Sometimes do we need to put a cap on the amount of time that we're spending? Is it, it's been a whole year here. You know, it's been a year. Maybe, you know, I shouldn't wait a year for these next few steps, for the phone calls, you know, or the text or the going out. Sometimes maybe you shouldn't wait a year. Maybe you should bring that in just a little bit so that your timing will reflect what's actually happening, what's actually taking place. So that could be a way to take some of the stress off of yourself, right? Now there's a comment. Let's see. So, Crystal, you're saying you're going to tune in more to your spiritual journey. Do I have any advice on how I would know that how you would know you're with your twin flame or soulmate? Okay. Well, Crystal, you know, I actually did 2 days ago. Okay, it was 2 days ago, and it's right below these videos. If you go on my video list, and then you click like down like 2, 3 more videos, it's actually an entire it's kind of like a podcast, but it's all about how do you know your twin flame or your soulmate? How do you know your twin flame or your soulmate? Okay, because there's so many similarities. So one of the ways that you know your twin flame, Crystal, is you will have these different missions and these purposes together. And some of your soul mission and purposes, there are things that you may have agreed on before you even came into this lifetime, right? These are things that help awaken and help to support other people in higher consciousness. So usually, hi Laura, usually you will have some synchronizations, or you'll have similarities. where the two of you both work in a similar genre, where you help people in the community. This is just an example. Or a similar genre where you're helping people spiritually, or a similar genre where one of you may be graduating from college and your degree is in something similar that their degree is in. It's going to be some kind of similarities that you'll notice. It's beyond just a coincidence, and it's to do with helping and uplifting higher consciousness in mankind and our population on our earth. Okay, that's one way you'll know. Another way that you'll know is when you have both experienced some kind of major life trauma, and it'll be right before you meet or right after you meet. Okay. And it'll be like, wow, that was so traumatic and it was so life changing that it changes the way you think, it changes your concepts, and it makes everything open up. It's like a broadening effect, you know, where you understand that we're spiritual beings and we're souls on this path. So those are some of the similarities with a twin flame and how you know that this is probably your twin flame. Also, another thing that twin flames do, which I've experienced this several times, right? It's like things that you can't really prepare for, but when they happen, it just blows you away, right? When they happen, you're like, wow, really? Did that really happen? One of the things is that you may experience astral projection where they actually visit you. They actually visit you like in their soul state, you know, you may see them, you may sense them, you may hear their voice, and it'll last for long enough for you to understand, oh my God, I actually had a visitation. It feels very unique, very different. And it's not something you can just prepare for. It's probably still going to take you off guard, you know. So those are some of the things that happens with your twin flame, your actual twin flame. And Spirit is telling me now they're talking about that mirror effect, like you're mirroring this other person's consciousness, some of their life episodes, things that have happened to them. You're actually mirroring each other's soul energy. Okay. So I hope I answered that. That I did cover that more in the presentation from a few days ago about twin flame or soulmate, you know, like all the details. It goes kind of in depth into how you can even know that this is real, you know. But there's something that's so cool, you know, it's so cool, Crystal. It's so cool because we all have numerous soulmates. We all have so many soulmates. So if you weren't to, you know, if you wanted to say, well, I don't think I'm going to wait on my twin. I don't think that I even want to, you know, do this at this time. I think I've got 10 years of, you know, whatever else it may be that's going on with you. Some of us, we do merge with a soulmate. You know, we have a lot of soulmates in our lifetime. And you may have a very beautiful, satisfying relationship with your soulmate. That happens, right? I'm going to get some water now. So this can be, I feel like this can be such a gateway when we just look at the fact that there's this third party, this third person, you know, and if we look at it from an expansive viewpoint and we understand more and more about it, and maybe we can stop blaming, you know, blaming the other person, you know, putting all these heavy, angry emotions and cords into that situation, you know. Instead, I think we need to start looking at it, you know, as all, we're all human, you know, and that might be part of the lesson that we're supposed to learn with this karmic, you know, that we're human and they're human and we're all in this together, you know, and how we really how can we really blame this other person just because they want love too? So that is something that we have to pay attention to. How harshly are we judging this other person, this other relationship, you know? So I think we have to remember our kindness. That is one of the universal outcomes, is that we remember our kindness and we remember not to judge. That's huge. That's a huge aspect of this whole thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is start drawing everything to a close. I hope you have enjoyed listening to this information. If you would like to contact me for a personal private reading, my information is in the box below. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your night. Okay. Take care and blessed be. Bye-bye.